September 25th, 2014, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. It was the New York Giants at the Washington Redskins in this NFC East rivalry game on Thursday Night Football in prime time on the simulcast with a nationwide audience. The Giants started the game with possession, but they would punt after having reached midfield. The Redskins took over on their own 2-yard line after a penalty put them backed up against their own end zone. Washington managed to pick up a pair of first downs, but then on 3rd and 9 from their own 32, Kirk Cousins was sacked by Kuanuka for an 8-yard loss, and Cousins fumbled, and it was recovered by Jenkins for the Giants. So now it was first down on the Washington 24 for Eli Manning and the G-Men. 6 plays later, Eli found Larry Donnell for a 5-yard touchdown pass to put the first points on the board, with the score now 7-0 New York. The Redskins would go 3 and out, and the Giants would do the same, coupled with a penalty. The Redskins punted for the second consecutive possession, and it was once again Giants' ball, but now with just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and the ball on the New York Giants 25. On first down, Eli dropped back to pass, and he found Victor Cruz for a 36-yard pass that brought the ball to the Washington 39 as the G-men crossed midfield and were on the verge of being within field goal range. The Giants would pick up positive yards on their next 3 plays and brought the first quarter to a close with a first down inside the red zone. The Giants began the second quarter with a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 2 plays later, Eli Manning connected with Larry Donnell for their second touchdown of the game, this time a 6-yard touchdown pass that made it 14-0 New York. The Redskins now had possession on their own 20 with a little over 14 minutes left before halftime. 4 plays into the drive, it would be 2nd and 10 from the Washington 31, and Alfred ripped an 18-yard run to bring the Redskins to midfield. 4 plays after that, Kirk Cousins found Paul for a 19-yard pass that would bring the ball to the edge of the red zone on the Washington 21. Cousins then hit Paulson for a 13-yard pass to make it 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. A 10-yard holding penalty would make it 1st and goal from the 18 as they repeated first down. Kirk Cousins then dropped back to pass and found Roberts for an 18-yard touchdown pass to make the score 14-7 as the Redskins cut the Giants' lead in half. New York now took over on their own 33 with less than 9 minutes left before halftime. On the 5th play of the drive, it was 2nd and 9 from the New York 45. Eli dropped back to pass and found Randle for a 27-yard completion to bring the ball to the Washington 28. 7 plays later, Eli would find Larry Donnell in the end zone for the 3rd time this game. This one a 6-yard touchdown pass to make it 21-7 as the Giants extended their lead back to 14 points. Washington now had the ball on their own 20 with a little over 2 minutes left before intermission. The Redskins picked up a first down, and then on 2nd and 10 from their own 31, Kirk Cousins dropped back to pass and found Paul, but Paul got blown up as he dropped the ball on what was originally called an incomplete pass, but the flag and the review would end up in a 28-yard completion and a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. What happened was the 2 Giants defenders came in to tackle Paul, and they sandwiched him in between them as he got called for a helmet-to-helmet, and it looked like something out of the WWE wrestling, the Concerto. It was Roll and Demps that were the defenders that tackled Paul, and Paul was taken to the locker room for evaluation. So now the Redskins had the ball on the New York Giants' 26-yard line. Then on 2nd and 7 from the New York 23, Kirk Cousins dropped back to pass and found Paulson, but Paulson fumbled the ball and McBride recovered for New York. So now the Giants had the ball on their own 18-yard line with just over a minute left before the break. Eli went to work and threw completions of 12 yards, 6 yards, and again 12 yards. This made it 1st and 10 from the New York 48. A 17-yard pass interference penalty would make it 1st and 10 from the Washington 35. Eli then dropped back to pass but was sacked for a 5-yard loss. The Giants then burned their second timeout. An incomplete pass brought up 3rd and 15 from the Washington 40. Eli dropped back to pass and found Victor Cruz for a 29-yard pickup, and they called timeout with 1 second left on the clock as Josh Brown came out to kick a 29-yard field goal to make the score 24-7 going into halftime. The Redskins came out of the locker room at halftime fired up, and they marched down the field in just 5 plays, going 83 yards in 2 minutes, capped off by a 20-yard touchdown run by Alfred, and the score was now 24-14 as the Redskins trailed by just 10 points. The Giants would punt on their first possession of the second half as they gave the ball back to Washington. The Redskins picked up 26 yards on first down when Cousins hit Morse, and it was now first down on the Washington 36 after starting from their own 10-yard line. But then on 3rd and 3, Kirk Cousins dropped back to pass and threw an interception as Prince Amakamara picked off the pass and ran it back 28 yards. The Giants were now set up on the Washington 21 and in perfect position to further extend their double-digit lead. But then on 2nd and goal from the Washington 6, Eli dropped back to pass and was picked off by Robinson. So the Redskins dodged a bullet for the moment, but 2 plays later, Kirk Cousins threw yet another interception, this time to Demps, and it was once again Giants ball in Washington territory. The Giants would score 4 plays later when Eli Manning found Fells for a 2-yard touchdown pass to make the score 31-14 New York. The Redskins would punt on the next possession, and so would the Giants. So now is the Redskins ball on their own 25-yard line with a little over a minute left in the third. 2 plays later, Kirk Cousins dropped back to pass and threw yet another interception as McBride picked them off, and it was the Giants ball on the Washington 22. The final play of the third quarter was a 20-yard pass from Eli to Cruz to bring the G-men to the 2-yard line of Washington. Despite opening the fourth quarter on the Washington 2-yard line, it would take 4 plays for New York to score. A penalty on 3rd down gave a new set of downs to the G-men, and on 1st and goal from the 1, Eli Manning scrambled into the end zone for the touchdown to make it 38-14 New York. The Redskins now had the ball on their own 20 with 14 minutes left in the game. 5 plays later, Kirk Cousins threw his 4th interception of the game. Antrell Roll got the pick, and it was Giants ball on the Washington 46. Now with 11 and a half minutes left to play, the Giants started to run out the clock, but the Redskins defense could not stop the Giants as they easily marched down the field and would score on a 1-yard touchdown run from Williams to make it 45-14. That would be it for the scoring, and in the next 6 minutes, each team would punt the ball one more time, and the game came to a close with the final score 45-14. And in this game, for the Giants, Eli Manning was 28 for 39 with 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Kirk Cousins was 19 for 33 with 257 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions. So their stats were a little flipped there as Eli threw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, and Cousins threw 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. The leading rusher in this game was Williams, as Andre Williams had 15 carries for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. Alfred Morris had 63 yards off 12 carries and 1 touchdown as well. The leading receiver in this game was Victor Cruz, who had 108 yards off of 6 receptions. And this game was all about the turnovers as the Giants secondary came up huge as Roll, Akamara, McBride, and Demps each had an interception as they picked off Cousins 4 times. The leading tackler in this game was Clark of the Redskins, as Ryan Clark had 14 tackles. Robinson and Merriweather each had 13 tackles for the Redskins, but that was mainly due to the fact that the Redskins defense was on the field all game long. So the Giants win this important game as they beat their NFC East rivals in Washington, so they do it on the road, and they improve their record to 2-2 as the Redskins now fall to 1-3 with the final score in Washington 45-14 as the Giants beat the Redskins.